Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video, and today I'm doing a video on why I think Fortnite Battle Royale, or Fortnite, should come to the Nintendo Switch. Or whatever the hell they do. And that, the Nintendo Switch is officially a year old, and recently they announced, Epic Games announced that they were doing are going to be doing a mobile version of Fortnite. However that's going to work, I have no idea, but apparently it's official and that they're going to do that. So then that now means that it's on PC, Xbox One, PS4 and mobiles. The only system and or console and gaming device it doesn't seem to be on is Nintendo Switch, which is stupid if you ask me, because I have an Xbox One, I have a Nintendo Switch. It's just that they're both downstairs, so then that means that if I, like today, want to play Mario Odyssey, I can play it on this, but then also want to play Fortnite, I have to unplug my Nintendo Switch and then go on my Xbox One S. Kind of annoying, ever so slightly. It would be more convenient if Fortnite was on here, although then again, it would then mean that there's actually one less actual game on my Xbox One that I actually kind of want to play, and can play over playing on this, if that makes sense. So it swings and roundabouts for me personally, but also because it's portable, and if you had it in tablet mode, you could run into issues, obviously not being able to play the game in wherever you are. So like for example at college, for me, I can't always like play say Splatoon 2 online because I can never get this goddamn thing hooked up to the internet, although the college's internet, which is annoying. I've tried to do it a handful of times, it just doesn't seem to work, which is very annoying. So that might be an issue. Or if you go to certain areas or certain things, so a train or a library or coffee shop or whatever else, you know, you might not have internet, so you might not be able to play on Fortnite on the Switch in tablet mode. However, obviously when you're at home, you would be able to do that, and that wouldn't have any real issue. I think because of obviously the Joy-Con type thing here, where you can take off the Joy-Cons off the side of the console, I think there should be an exclusive, maybe local multiplayer mode built in this one, maybe, or maybe give it some sort of ideally single player thing, maybe as well. I don't know, like, just, it would be nice to maybe have some distinctive things on this version, maybe, because as I say, like, Nintendo, as much as it pains me to say this, I don't obviously, when I think of online gaming, I don't associate it with Nintendo. Yes, I've played 200 hours of the original Splatoon, and I've nearly played probably more than over 100 hours of Splatoon 2 on my Nintendo Switch, but the thing is, besides Splatoon, for me, I genuinely don't associate the console or Nintendo as a brand with online gaming. It's definitely more, obviously, Sony, Microsoft and PC that have this online sort of gaming sphere, whereas Nintendo has, the beauty of Nintendo is that they have, well, Nintendo games, you know, they have the Marios, the Zeldas, the Pikmin, Kirby, you know, now with ARMS and Splatoon, you know, you've got all these phenomenal first-party IPs, but yeah, I think because Fortnite is so unbelievably popular, it's so mainstream now, it's practically in pop culture now, and that it's just so successful. It is pretty much, I want to say, outdoing PUBG, but and the thing is, I think it will last longer than PUBG because it's got this sort of cartoony art style, and that for me makes it seem like a perfect fit for the console as well, because like I was saying earlier, Splatoon 2, you know, that's got a very sort of cartoonish aesthetic to it. It's got this sort of Jet Set Radio, Japanese slash third person shootery vibe to it, or sort of 90s punk kids sort of vibe to it. So for me, aesthetically, Fortnite ideally will last, I think, longer than PUBG, but also is a suitable candidate and fit for the Nintendo Switch. It doesn't feel out of place on a Nintendo console, I don't think, but again, because of the type of game it is, being a battle royale type game and or heavily being structured around online, I think that might be the only issue there. But if Nintendo are really trying to get serious and trying to clamp down and try and focus some of their time and energy and resources onto making a good online service for September, when they inevitably have a paid service, you have to pay for the service of having online. If that's what they're actually wanting to go forward with, I would want to say that they need more games than just Splatoon, ARMS, Mario Kart with online. They need more games with online. Yes, Smash Bros has just been announced for this year, but again, I think if they start getting more varied multiplayer games, if the rumours of Call of Duty is true to come to Switch, Fortnite comes to Switch, then you've got, as I say, ARMS, Splatoon 2, you've got Nintendo games that focus on online, plus third-party games focusing online, maybe some indie games that have some online features and some online sort of things, then we could be talking about a service that's actually worth paying for. But if all you're going to do is have, as I say, a handful of first-party Nintendo games, then yeah, sure, that's going to appeal to hardcore Nintendo fans and people who are hardcore fans of those IPs, i.e. myself with Splatoon 2, but beyond that, you're not going to get many people wanting that service or wanting to cough up that money for that service, because they're not going to see a lot of value for the money that they're spending. Whereas, as I say, if you've got something like Fortnite, then someone might be like, oh, well, I don't have an Xbox One S yet, or an Xbox One X, or PS4 Pro, or whatever, but, you know, the Nintendo Switch seems to have Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Fortnite now, you know, it seems to have breathtaking, you know, out of this world first party stuff, but also some really big heavy hitters in terms of the third party stuff, you know. Again, Fortnite's just killing it currently, you know, it's just huge. Everyone at college is practically talking about it, regardless of whether or not they're even into games massively, you know. Everyone on my course, on a games course, yeah, sure, is talking about Fortnite. We're all watching each other's Fortnite clips, but beyond that, even people, as I say, like in business courses, they're talking about Fortnite. Just in and around college, people are talking about Fortnite, regardless of what course they're on. And so, doesn't that just show you that it's a massive game that's broken the barrier of, like, you know, just sort of what a game is, really. You know, it's because it's so online focused, I think that it's very much social. There's that social aspect to it, but it's also fun, like Minecraft. It's got that sort of easy to understand mechanic there, where you can build things and craft things, and that it's basically Minecraft with guns. So if you're not into shooters, then it's got another element to it. It's got another layer or another sort of avenue to go down. That's why I like Splatoon. You know, it's not just about killing people, it's also about inking the turf. It's got killing people is helpful to your team, of course, but it's not the only objective. There are almost two different objectives, and regardless of whether or not you like killing the other team or are good at killing the other team, you can still just be, you know, in the background just painting some of the background and that, and still feel like you're actually winning and or contributing to the team. So I think Fortnite, again, very much you know, would work well on the Switch. I think it needs to come to Switch because, again, the Switch is just selling like hotcakes. It's selling really well, and Fortnite's being really successful. So the two together just makes logical sense to me. You know, put it on a platform that is reaching new audiences. It's getting a lot of people who haven't been playing video games in a long time to play video games again, because it's portable, because they can play video games in their downtime, in their time, or in times where they have a little bit, an hour or two of time to be able to play Odyssey or be able to play Breath of the Wild for a bit. You know, it's more convenient than any other games console, you know, which for people who are in their 30s, 40s, that's what they need. They can't just sit down and play 4 hours of Fortnite in one sitting, you know. Like, but with the Switch, they could easily play an hour or two whilst on a train, or, you know, an hour or two on the plane, or, you know, half an hour, 45 minutes of it maybe, or a few minutes of it whilst waiting for a doctor's appointment. Do you know what I mean? So it's convenient. It would make just sense to me. But yeah, those are the reasons why I think Fortnite should come to Nintendo Switch, and I would love it to. So yeah, thanks for watching, comment, rate and subscribe.